Hello everyone, welcome back to another little update video. I know it's been a little while, but yeah, I kind of lost my mojo for the model railway for a bit, and it has been a bit hot recently. So, well, not now, it's gone cool again, but yeah, in the summer it was. Anyway, what I'm going to do is if I remember, I'm going to put some time stamps in the section below in the description, so that if there's a bit of this video that you're not interested in, you can just click those and skip it. And if I haven't done that, then please moan at me in chat and I'll add them in, because I don't know from the point of me filming this whether I'll remember or not by the time the video actually goes live. So I've been asked by one of my subscribers, Sparkshot, who also has a YouTube channel, and I will link that below. And again, if I don't, moan at me and I will update the description and I will add that. So he's also looking at building his points using 00SF, which is the gauge that I'm using, and he's asked me to make a little video on how I make these tie bars, because there's many ways you can do it. Some of the most popular ways is to use like etched parts, make them all real, look super realistic and stuff. I couldn't be bothered trying to figure that one out, because they are a bit fiddly. In the end, what I wanted was something that was pretty easy to do, but also quite durable. So I'm going to make the first part of the video on doing that, and then I've got a little tip for people later on in the video, and depending on how much I get done on the model railway, there might be some progress to show, and there may be not, I don't know yet. So I will show you how to do that now. So what I do, and it's quite simple, I got this from the Scale 4 News, which is like the P4 Society, on the February 2013 edition. And this is pretty much what I've been doing, is taking a bit of copper clad sleeper and sort of putting some, so I've used, let me get the stuff to show you. I've been using some copper clad, which is like 1.06 millimeters wide. So I've been using that along with some 0.45 millimeter brass wire, and if I can find it again, all I've done was pretty much poke it through, bend it 90 degrees, solder it on there so that it comes out here, solder it again on top of here, and then bend it over. So it's just, like I say, in the February 2013 edition by Mike Norris that's done it this way. It just sort of shows there, it's just 0.45 millimeter brass wire bent around the copper clad sleeper, and to be honest, it is that easy. And I've soldered it in, like I say, on both sides just for added rigidity. Then what I've done, which he hasn't done, was, because I'm using servo points, I needed a way to actuate the point, the points. with the piano wire underneath. So for this, what I used was these Albion Alloys brass tubes, 1.2mm outer diameter, 1mm inner diameter, because the piano wire uses about 0.6mm, so it gives like a little bit of play. And all I've done, if you can probably see this, if it goes into focus, yeah, all I've done is just solder that straight in the middle, and that's pretty much it. And then obviously I've gapped the copper clad sleeper twice on this inside location and then once on the other side, just so that you don't have the electricity mixing and then causing a short. So that's what I've pretty much done, and then after that I've just plonked them underneath and soldered them on. And when I was soldering them in position, all I used was some offcuts of my sleepers, which are like 1.5mm, and a bit more like copper clad, just to wedge underneath, which then like holds the tie blade up, which is what you need to sort of keep it sort of level, because obviously you don't want as you move the points with the servo motor, you don't want the blades there lifting up. And it's worked pretty well actually. So that's how I've done them. It wasn't it's not that difficult once you get into a bit of a process of making them. I generally make a batch of 3 or so at a time, so that you know when you need to use one, you don't have to keep sort of remembering how to do it. It makes life a bit easier making them in batch, I think. So that's that. Okay, so the little tip I've got is that, you know, obviously after you've laid your track work, you sometimes spray it over with some paint, and then of course you need to clear the tops of the rails, don't you? Now, a lot of you know, use these track rubbers. I do on very rare occasions, but I probably shouldn't, because what they do is they can cause micro abrasions on the track, which then allows, you know, all dirt and crud and stuff just to get into the rails, and then you need to sort of clean them a lot more often, and it just goes on like that. And you know, I mean, I've used that a few times on cleaning paint off the tracks, and I don't know, it seems to take a bit of work to get the paint off, at least for me anyway. I have primed my stuff as well before I painted them. But what I found as a little tip was to use a bit of hardboard, and I find that the paint comes off really easily. If I just do that bit there, you can see just after a few light rubs, the paint's come straight off the top of the rails there, just like that. No effort involved at all. Whereas I'd have to really go at it with the track rubber to do it. Yeah, so literally just a tiny bit of hardboard. All the paint has got off. So, and of course it doesn't cause any micro abrasions or anything because it's quite sort of soft. So there you have it, little tip. Hope that's helped. Okay, sorry about the wobbly camera work here, but I'm having to go a bit handheld here. Just because of all the mess that's in this loft, which I seriously need to clean up at some point. So last time I think you saw me, I was pretty much up to here. Obviously there's where it curves around, and I still got up to here where I have to make 2 curved points. So these are the bits that caused me a bit of a nightmare, and it was causing me a lot of time to sort of, I mean, I was just not in the mood for doing it, and so I was just doing a little bit at a time, and I mean a really little bit. But good news is I've finally kind of got them done. So as you can see, they are. The only thing I've not done is obviously put in all the cosmetic chairs around all these bits, because what I want to do is, before I mess about putting all those tiny little bits and details on and painting it up, I kind of want to get the loop complete and get it all wired up and make sure that it works and that trains run around on them fine. I mean, I've pushed obviously a little test wagon there and some coaches through it, and it does work alright like that, but obviously better safe than sorry. I just want to, you know, make sure 100% that it works. I mean, the points themselves ain't perfect, and it's kind of annoyed me a little bit. If I go down here, you can sort of see where this blade here should be sitting more like that, but it's not. Obviously I didn't pre-curve it enough, but you know, I think once I get one of the chairs in there, it'll push it in a little bit, and well, it'll do. I mean, at the end of the day, if it works, doesn't it? So other little things would be where I'm going to have to wobble this a bit, I'm afraid, where it kind of goes straight along this bit here, because the bit where the on the crossing here, the common crossing, from here to here, that bit is straight. So obviously when I've used the roller gauge, it's kind of caused that bit to be straight, whereas maybe I should have used the three-way track gauge, the 3-point track gauge, which is sort of like more triangular. But again, a little bit annoying, but if I mess about ripping it up and starting again, I'll never get anywhere. So that's kind of why I'm sort of thinking leave it and get on. I mean, it still looks pretty good, I think. Obviously I've messed up this one a little bit here as well, but again, it kind of it works. So you know, I can't really complain about it. It works. So I'm thinking leave them as is and finish off what I've got to do. So that's that. What I've also done is I've glued the templates down here, and I've stained all the sleepers and glued them all down, and they are glued down all the way along here. And I have also got all the chairs threaded on, and the dropper wires on, as you can see. So my next task is to start gluing all these chairs down and building up this double track section here, which is where the station will go. So I've done everything up to sort of this point here. So after that, I've just got to make that point up and those couple of little bits of track there. That shouldn't take too long. And then obviously if I go under here, you can probably see if I move some of the rubbish out of the way. Maybe that's where the track is at the minute. And then I've got this section of track here. So I'd have to adjust that to join up there. But I'm thinking what I'll do is probably just do all this bit to here, and then temporarily use a bit of flexi track just to join it to there, because ideally I'm thinking I might want a level crossing here, and if I do that, then obviously I want to put some rails in the middle, for obviously, you know, like it would be on a normal level crossing, you know, to some is it check rails? Wing rails? Check rails? Check rails. But obviously, not knowing whether I want the level crossing here or here or here, I thought if I just loosely put down a bit of flexi track and I get all this done, then I could technically, you know, wire it all up, and at the very least I could, you know, I'd then have a complete loop and I could clean up and just run some trains for a bit, which will help with the motivation a lot. So yeah, that's pretty much all that. So yeah, that's the next objective. Hopefully it won't take me too long to do it, but well, you know. And then of course after these bits, it's wiring up's okay. That's nice and easy. But there's also then some expensive electronics I'm gonna have to buy. You know, block detection modules, point control modules, power supplies, circuit breakers, and then, you know, the cost shoots up and it's coming up to Christmas, and so I can't promise how quick, you know, I'm going to get this next bit done, but you know, hopefully it shouldn't take too long, but it might also take a while. So I hope you've enjoyed this little update, and I'll hopefully catch you next time. Bye for now.